folks, Louisiana beer reviews. We're drinking a beer that I bought in Tennessee, and it's called Yee-Haw IPA. India Pale Ale, 6.7% alcohol.
So what does the word Yee-Haw mean?
Well, it's like, it means...
Does it mean to be happy?
Beer.
So it's like the Cajuns say, aye. Is it like that?
I don't really know
the
what it
only thing
means.
I can really associate it with is something hometown. You hear the Cajuns say aye all the time.
I never really heard people around where I grew up saying Yee-Haw. I remember they had Yee-Haw, a syndicated television show. Oh, 75 IBUs. Woo. There's the 3 stars of Tennessee, which represents the West Memphis, the Central Nashville, and the East Knoxville. Okay, you say it when you drink it. Oh, so when we drink it, we'll say Yee-Haw. Okay, you'll say it when you drink it. This IPA is the best of both coasts. And I've never looked at their website. Okay, so I don't know. With its West Coast style hop flavors and unfiltered New England style look, it packs a bitter punch while still being beautifully balanced. Medium bodied and straw colored. Our India Pale Ale is true to the style with a strong fragrance of citrus and pine. For those who just can't get enough hops, just say Yee-Haw, and it's best by October 4th of... Never mind. See when you buy a beer at the convenience store, whatever. All right.
So is this out of date?
It says October 4, 2020.
So it's kind of like when we did Nanola beers.
Man, I tell
I
you.
got them for $1. And they were the 16 ounce like this.
This was no dollar. All right. Well, what can you do? It's too late now. When you're on the highway, you know, and you stop and...
Seriously, a 16 ounce can? That's what you're giving me?
Well, I'm trying to be fair with everybody. So, well, we got a beer that's
More.
going on a year out of date.
That's enough. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's about 6 ounces. Good.
And this is about 5 ounces. So, well,
Whatever. Look, you keep on bringing the...
Well, folks, I'm going to say boo-hoo instead of Yee-Haw. Drink Yee-Haw beer, independent,
I'm
fine
not going to
southern
say
beer.
anything until I sample it. You can say whatever you want to say, based off of date. Now, here we go again.
Wish I hadn't seen that date, guys.
It's got that butterscotchness going on with it. It's my understanding that means infection.
Uh-oh.
That's just what I hear from... It's all over YouTube. If you don't believe me, look at some of these home brewers. They'll tell you if there's butterscotch smell in a beer, it means it's infected.
So I bought this at Marathon on Interstate 40, westbound, close to Johnson City. So if you're from Yee-Haw and you're watching this video, you can go to that convenience store and say, what is going on in this store with this beer so out of date? Now, being canned is probably going to be okay, but still in all,
Yeah, well, canned beer actually protects the beer more so better than any kind of a dark glass would.
right, Johnson City,
Yeah.
named after President Johnson. All right.
You smell that? That's kind of slight butterscotches. I don't think it's a bad smell. It's just that's what I've heard.
To me, it's more like I'm smelling mango, but it's so faint.
Okay.
So faint. Cheers. May take a while for the bitterness to build. I can detect it. It still seems pretty bitter there.
Tastes pith.
Pith. Fruit.
Fruit.
Bread.
Ambrosia.
I don't know.
It's not really a West Coast style. I don't know what they're talking about. How they control the difference between the two. What percentage did they put into it? Is
Yeah,
it
that's a good
50-50?
question.
I mean,
They're saying it's hazy, like an East Coast. Well, some of those East Coast will look like, you say, cake batter.
well, it's kind of like when
They're
you, go
really
to,
extreme.
when you go to some of these fancy burger joints and they tell you, oh yeah, well, we're going to mix some pork in with your beef, and they give it to you. They never tell you the percentage style. You sit there eating, it tastes like a sausage patty the whole time you're eating it. Yet you're paying for beef prices, so.
Right, that's a problem. Okay, so it packs a bitter punch. Well, I don't know if this is really that bitter, but to be fair, it is out of date, and
it tastes creamy to me. With that right across the line, there's a ambrosia going on with it.
Little fruit salad.
Whatever IBUs is supposed to have in it, I don't taste any hops. They must have faded.
75. A strong fragrance of citrus and pine.
Nope.
Citrus and pine. I think a little citrus, yeah, but I don't know about the pine. No.
Yeah, there's some citrus, but the pine's totally gone.
Yeah, well.
Like, how much oil did you put in it? Again, I'm thinking this is one of those, well, we're going to mix them together, but we're not really sure about the style.
Yeah, that's the problem.
We're not giving a percentage of what it should be. And how is a beer supposed to taste when you combine two styles together?
Yeah, when I was in Birmingham.
Like the best beer I ever had, where you take two styles and put together, is black and tan. A black and tan comes out really good when it's Guinness
made right.
Index, when it's made right. Yes.
Well, when I went
made fresh right in front of you.
When I went on that trip, I went to Birmingham and I drank an Imperial IPA 9 point something, and they claimed it was a West versus East Coast mix. They called it coast to coast. But I couldn't figure that one out either, although it really it tasted really good. But you know what really caught me off guard over there?
Mm-hmm.
You know what you're going to pay at these brew pubs. The price is going to be astronomical, right?
Oh, it's ridiculous.
In the beautiful plastic cup.
Yeah.
So, there's that trim tab. The guy tells me, oh, coast to coast, that's a good choice. I said, okay, thank you. Then he says, but I'm only going to give you a 9-ounce cup because it's too much alcohol for a 12-ounce. I said, what? So I paid like more because it's an Imperial, but I only got 9 ounces. That wouldn't have sat well with you, right?
I wouldn't have bought it. That makes no sense. Why would he sell you something and then cut back on it? Oh wait, I get it. Yeah, we need to make our money back.
I just was standing there like mind boggled, you know. So if I'd have bought their 4.5% Pilsner, I could have gotten the full big glass. But I got an Imperial, so I got this little glass. Well, needless to say, it didn't take long to drink it.
So did that motivate you to go back and get another beer? Or does it motivate you to go back and spend that same amount of money?
It didn't motivate me to do anything but get aggravated.
And don't we get their beers here in the city?
Trim tab?
Yeah.
I think I've seen them.
Yeah,
maybe.
there's like 3. I saw them at Elios. There's 3 of them.
From Alabama?
There's the IPA, there's the regular beer, and it's like some kind of a brown.
We're starting to get a lot more Alabama beers. Okay, how do we score this? This is difficult. I don't hate it, of course, obviously, but it's a strange beer. I don't feel bad about the date because when I buy stuff at the store, I'm not always thinking about check the date. I mean, you're traveling, you're doing stuff, you know.
Doing stuff.
Yeah, I had to get gas.
You know.
I like it. I mean, if it was fresh, it would probably be a higher score. It's not fresh, but it still tastes good. I mean, I didn't pay a whole lot for it. It was a 2 for deal, 2 cans for 1. I mean, I know what I'm going to score it.
Score it, Dan.
Give it a B, about 86.
What? Thanks for the number.
86
All right.
out of 100.
We finished?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm finished.
So moving forward, it's top of my score. I was kind of disappointed with it. Beer in general, I would say it's just like, to me it tastes like they took a bunch of beers and mixed it up. I mean, it tastes kind of like a heavy Pilsner with lager and some IPA. That's what it tastes like to me. It's got that ambrosia stuff that I don't really care for in beer. It tastes kind of creamy, and it's still on my palate. I don't know. I gotta give this like a C. It's definitely not making me say, what's the label say?
Yee-Haw.
It does not make me say Yee-Haw. It makes me go, yeah, I'm just wondering about this style. Also, recommendation, put percentages of what is what on there.
Oh, the
And
blend,
also-
blend ratio.
Well, also, I'd like to taste the two beers separately, what they make this with, so you can form an opinion on this beer or that beer.
Remember when Samuel Adams did that years ago, where they had made an IPA and then they broke it down into pieces, and they had like the version of it with only the Mosaic hops, and then they had the version of it with only the whatever hops. Remember that? Samuel Adams?
Yeah, well, they all kind of, yeah.
But they took each hop that was in that IPA and they made a separate beer with only that hop to show you what it tasted like. Didn't last too long, but I remember seeing that. I don't know about this lager, pilsner, other thing you're talking about in the pith, but I mean a C, that's pretty low. What do you think?
B.
It's
a B.
It's a score. I mean, at least I'd give it a D.
That would have been bad.
Right, it's a score. It's C. It's like an average beer to me.
And what do I always say?
I don't know why you're getting all worrisome about me scoring the C. You think the Tennessee Mafia is going to come track you down?
Yeah, probably.
You just scored their beers.
What do I always say? Do what as you what?
Score as you taste it.
All right, call it as you see it. So anyway, it is what it is. I'm not stressing on it. I'm going to do a solo review later. And so that's just tough luck. So 2 B's and a C, we average to a B minus. Oh well. We're not saying Yee-Haw, we're just saying oh well. So we'll rename the company Oh Well Beer Brewing. All right. And I have to laugh at myself sometimes. All right, so we're going to end this review by saying laissez-aller, bon temps relais. Y'all go to Johnson City, Tennessee.
There's my glass again. Jeez. Every time I pull out the good glass.
Y'all go to yeah, I'm pretty sure a thin can is not going to break that glass. Y'all, now if it was one of those little whiskey Glencairn glasses I had, probably was shattered. All right, y'all go to Johnson City, Tennessee, and visit the Yee-Haw Brewery.